Anaheim Angels, let's just keep calling them that. Call up Zach. Is it Neto or Neto?
I think it's Neto.
I think it's Neto, but it's a
Maybe
Neto
we'll go with
story.
Neto because
so
it is
pay
Neto.
attention.
Yeah, you're right.
It's Neto. Yeah, you're right. Hi-oh, the dad jokes are flying. So the reason Zach Neto is so Neto is because he's a right-handed shortstop, and he's only had 201 plate appearances in any minor league affiliated games at all. He's played 7 games at high A, 37 games at double A. That's it. He was the Angels' first round draft pick in 2022. And get this. That was last year, for those of you paying attention. He was the first round draft pick for the Angels last year. To have made it up to the big leagues before the end of the following year, after his draft.
He was drafted less than a calendar year ago.
That's right. Thank you. Here are some of the other players, not all of them, but some of the other players who have also accomplished that same feat. Dansby Swanson, Alex Bregman, Michael Conforto, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Buster Posey, and more. That is quite a list to belong to.
It is. And so this is the thing. I worry for this kid. He got his first hit tonight. He got a single.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's 1 for 14 since he's been called up, which not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Not at all.
But this is the thing. Dansby Swanson was up and down a lot the first couple of years of his career because he got called up so early.
For sure.
Alex Bregman worked out. Michael Conforto worked out. Trey Turner worked out. But I think Trey Turner honestly developed a little bit slower than they wanted him to. Mm-hmm. Now, he's an MVP caliber player. But for those first couple of years, it was kind of like, ooh, you know. Kyle Schwarber, yes. I don't think developed into the player that the Cubs wanted him to. Buster Posey, obviously, right?
Yeah, I was like, come on now.
Yeah,
he's going
and there are other guys like I think Ryan Zimmerman. I don't think Ryan
Zimmerman's one of them.
It played any minor league baseball. I think he got drafted and then came up like the next year anyway.
Yeah, he picked a different group.
But also, though, I don't know that he necessarily turned into the player that they wanted him to.
For sure.
So I worry for Zach Neto that they've called him up too soon. Now, Jared Kelenic is having a great year.
Finally.
But exactly right. Finally. Yeah. He was called up almost 2 years ago, made his debut, and he was supposed to be like big league ready because he mashes AAA hitting or AAA pitching. Yeah. He crushes it. Right? Like he buzzed all the way through the minor league system, did not struggle at all. And then he got to the bigs and really, really struggled big time. Struggled last year. We call him September JK because finally by the end of the year he figures it out and he starts playing really, really well.
Yeah.
We're seeing September JK in April. Mm-hmm. American fans are very excited about it. And we're thinking like finally he's arrived. Yeah. But I don't want Zach Neto. I don't want it to take him 2 years to figure it out, to get to where he should be. Like that's the thing that worries me. Is that maybe he was great in 44 minor league games last year, but I don't know. Like, was he that great? That's a really small sample size. Really small sample size.
It is. Okay, here's my counter argument.
Okay.
I think that player development at the big league level is just superior. And so if you're going to get your arms wrapped around you and you're going to be around all of the best influences possible, yes, the stage is bigger and the expectations are bigger and the potential fallout from failure is enormous unless you play for the freaking Angels. Because right now is the best time to play for the Angels and screw around a little bit and have problems.
Is it though? Because there are such big expectations in Anaheim. Like this is the thing, is that like the entire league, like us included, expects the Angels to fall on their face, right?
Yeah.
But the players don't. I don't think the front office does either because they have so much talent everywhere around the pitchers on that team, right? They have a lot of talent in the field on that team, a lot of really good bats on that team.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there are high expectations there. And they sent down David Fletcher because he was struggling. And I wonder if it was just like, can't be a whole lot worse than that. Let's bring the kid up, you know? because he was sent down last year too. David
Yeah.
Fletcher was.
Well,
So
and that's what I'm saying. Like
man.
their organization is providing him an opportunity to maybe fail a little bit and be okay.
It could be the case. I don't know. I
I
really
think this
worry
is
though
the only time.
because if he comes up and he's seeing he's there's no pitching in the world like big league pitching. You don't see it at
No.
AAA. You rarely see it at AA or anything below. You don't see big league stuff anywhere else in the world besides the big leagues.
Right.
And if he has a hard time adjusting to that, that could, I don't want to say it could wreck him, but it could take him a while to come around to it.
What do you think about if his defense is stellar and his plate appearances are just not where they need to be?
So there's an adage, I don't know, that you got to be strong up the middle defensively. Shortstop's one of those positions up the middle. So
For sure.
yeah, and if he's better than David Fletcher defensively, then yeah, I guess you're upgrading there and just kind of be like, it's a wash at the plate, but he's way better defensively. So there's that.
Right. You let him fill the 8-9 hole.
Yeah.
Maybe 7, depending on how you want to stack up your lineup. And
Yeah.
I only make that argument because that's kind of what the Yankees are doing with Volpe right now. He has not figured himself out at the plate, but that dude is defensively saving runs constantly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I'm skeptical of this early call-up stuff as well. I'm right there with you. However, I think that there is an opportunity for him to kind of bang around a little bit and figure it out.
I will say this is my last thing on this, is that somebody who had a really, really bad spell at the plate, who was just a black hole in the lineup, like being a black hole in the lineup has a massive effect on you.
For sure.
It really does. You can, like, I consider myself a defensive first player because I was a catcher. I like to hit, and when I was hot, I was really, really, really hot. But man,
Yeah.
this is the oldest streak in my life, and it affected me on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so being a black hole can have a major impact on your game overall, and I don't want that to happen to him, because then he could
I
end up
don't
getting
either.
set down and then have other issues mentally, right? The
Right.
psychology behind it is what I worry about.
That's my concern always too, for sure.